The Battle of Buena Vista was a battle fought between the invading army of the United States under the command of General Zachary Taylor and the Mexican army under the command of General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna. The battle took place on the 23rd of February, 1847, as Taylor was fighting his way southwest from the border to Mexico. Most of his troops had been transferred to a separate invasion led by General Winfield Scott. Santa Anna, who had a much larger army, believed that he could destroy Taylor and retake northern Mexico from the Americans. The battle was a bloodbath, but it was inconclusive. Both sides claimed victory.
On February 21st, Zachary Taylor had marched through Saltillo and stationed at Agua Nueva, where he intended to make a stand despite the fact that he was outnumbered. On February 22, Santa Anna's army arrived at Saltillo, and Taylor learned that Santa Anna moved into a defensive position near Buena Vista Ranch, a few miles from Saltillo. Santa Anna had a well-defended position, but Taylor divided his men to cover it all. As the soldiers fought, Santa Anna sent a note demanding surrender, which Taylor refused. The men spent restless nights near the enemy.
Santa Anna began his attack the next day. His plan of attack was direct. He sent his best soldiers against the Americans on the plain. He also sent an attack along the main road to keep as many of Taylor's forces occupied as possible. By midday, the battle had turned in Mexicans' favor. The volunteer center on the plateau in the American side was wiped out, allowing the Mexicans to take over the American side. At the same time, a large body of Mexican cavalry was riding around, hoping to surround the American army. However, reinforcements arrived in the American center in time and the Mexicans were pushed back.
The Americans enjoyed a solid artillery advantage. The Mexican attack stalled and American weapons began pounding the Mexicans and causing destruction and massive casualties. Now it was the turn of the Mexicans to break through and retreat. Trying, the Americans gave chase and were nearly caught and destroyed by the massive Mexican reserves. At night, the guns fell silent without either party disengaging. Most Americans thought the battle would resume the next day.
On February 23rd, the battle came to an end in the middle of the night, where the Mexicans suffered the loss of around 2,000 soldiers, while the Americans lost around 700 soldiers. The Battle of Buena Vista was the turning point for the U.S.
Technically, we won because we killed a lot of